All right. Welcome back to another daily value video. On this channel, all I do is just provide a shit ton of value about specifically the type beat game and just selling beats in general, right? That is all I talk about. If you want to learn how to make better melodies or tune your 808s and all that stuff, you're at the wrong channel, okay? This is strictly marketing advice, okay? And just selling advice in the beat selling space. So that is what I teach because that is what I'm best at. So that is literally my career. I make a living off of type beat channels. I own about, I'd say, a dozen type beat channels I'm currently running, and then I operate and manage 40 or 50 right now, just with all my students, and I have higher level clients. Some type beat channels you might be studying right now are ones that I'm managing because I have like revenue share and all that with those. But I basically run the type beat game as far as like, and I say that in a humble way, but a lot of the big players in the space I do manage, and I'm pretty proud to say that because I love the game. And I love studying. I'm still a student of the game. I'm studying just like you guys, you know? So, but what's really cool is we've built such a solid community here where first time on this channel, usually what I've been doing is doing the collaborations feature where I just have it collaborate with my own main channel, which is here. We just dropped a video, by the way. I recommend you guys all check out this new video. Tons of value specifically about why micro niche type beat channels are the best method in 2025 and going on into 2026. Very good. It's performing well. I recommend you guys go check that out. But essentially, I've just been doing the collaborations feature, and what I noticed or what I tried on this recent video is I just went without it, you know, without promoting it to my main channel audience with almost 17,000 subscribers, and it got 350 views, right? This is a brand new channel. I've only been doing this for maybe under just shy of 2 weeks, you know, and it still gets good views. So that means like the people here are really interested in what I talk about. Basically every subscriber that is subscribed on this channel watches the videos. So if that's not an engaged audience, then I don't know what is. And especially considering that I don't really go crazy with the thumbnails. I don't really think about the titles too much. They're very like niched. Like these aren't meant to get a bunch of views. It's just to provide as much value. And it's interesting how much people actually care about it. So anyway, that's me yapping and rambling a lot, but I just want to say thank you guys. I really like what we're doing here. I really like the community we're building, but enough yapping. Let's get straight to the value because I know that's what you guys care about. And oh, nice. We got another VIP member. Nice. Cool. So, by the way, if you're curious about VIP, it's just a VIP ticket to my Sell Beats Online Challenge, where I'm going to be doing 7 private group coaching sessions in that. So a ton of value in that. Feel free to register for that if you're interested. But also the free ticket's going to have a shit ton of value regardless. So it's completely optional. Anyway, let's scroll to the bottom and get to the sauce, man. Let's get to the sauce. I'm going to need to get my whiteboard out or my drawing board. But we'll wait until I need to get to a question like that. Okay. So the Real Mad says, "Hi Diego, I've been working on a beat channel for the past few months with Jaden Smith type beats until I realized nobody wants to hear that." Damn, it's brutal. I do plan on switching to Pooh Shiesty type beats next week, but I have one question. How should I make the description for my videos and what keywords and tags should I use? So essentially, like as far as metadata goes, because I think that's kind of what your question is, with metadata, you just want to focus on utilizing the title space as much as possible because that's really where your SEO is at. In your case, Pooh Shiesty, I'd go pretty, I would focus on doing that with like an upcoming keyword. So I go to vidIQ, just Pooh Shiesty by itself, and obviously, you know, he just got free. He was in jail for quite some time, but he just got freed, so I see why you'd want to do that keyword. I think he'll be around for a decent amount of time. But if you just look up Pooh Shiesty type beat, okay, 100,000 search volume and it's rising. It actually has a 100% increase, which is super good. Yeah, I mean, and the competition's low. Good keyword. I'll probably start getting back in on that on one of my channels. I do have a Pooh Shiesty channel that has like 60K subs. So definitely not a bad niche. It sold a lot for me. And then I don't know if Big Scars, yeah, probably wouldn't bother with Big Scar. Rest in peace. That is how I grew that one channel a lot. But I'd probably go with maybe Big 30. Okay, that seems to be definitely more of an increase as well. So if I were you, I would do like Pooh Shiesty x Big 30 type beat in the title. And the way I'd go about that is, let me pull out my whiteboard here. Oh, this was me on a client call the other day. Alrighty. So what I would do is I would do the brackets. I think the brackets look like that. Yeah, they do. Okay, so free, right? And make sure this is all caps. I meant to do that all caps, but Pooh Shiesty, right? And then you're just going to want to do X Big 30 type beat. And then you can just put the beat name and nothing else. Okay, so you'll do like that. You can put the little apostrophe, or I don't even know what that's called. Look, I didn't do that well in school. I was focused on type beats. Anyway, okay, so I would do your title like that. Very straightforward, very good structure, I feel like. And then as far as your description, you just want to match that. So I would put just a bunch of keywords around Pooh Shiesty. So for example, just to give you like a rough idea, you'd want to do like free Pooh Shiesty type beat, right? You'd want to do free Pooh Shiesty type beat 2025 or 2026 soon. You'd want to do Pooh Shiesty beat, like you just want beat. And then you want to just fill your tags up with the core tags too. So like just type beat, right? And then type beat 2025, right? So on type beat, free type beat. You want to just fill it with the fundamentals. But mainly you just want tags that are based around the keyword, if that makes sense. That is what you want to do, and you want to do it for both keywords. So if you do it like that, you'll see a really good just SEO structure. That's like pretty basic knowledge too. I feel like maybe it's basic to me, but that is like the structure you want to go with. As far as video tags, you just paste the same tags you're putting in the description into the video tag box, and you can do the same for your channel tags. But yeah, I think it's a super good niche. Keep it up though. Good question. So I've had my channel for a really long time, and I had abandoned it. I started to upload beats, not too crazy. I'm still in the beginning. Okay. What about my niche? I'm not looking for sales. I just want ads and stuff. Is my niche right? Okay, let's look. So he's just looking for overall growth. Lots of views. Okay. So not too consistent. You just have one video. I think so. This is a good niche for views, and like the title, the thumbnail format's solid. The thing is for you, it's like, okay, you got 60 views on your first video, but why aren't you posting daily? You know, especially in trap beats, you know, it doesn't take that long to make a trap beat. So my question is like, you just started uploading beats. You're still in the beginning, but I would just be posting more, right? That's all you can do, because your first video didn't do bad. 60 views on a brand new channel, that's not bad. Just start posting more, and that's really all I can tell you. I think your title format is solid for what you're trying to do, right? And I think your thumbnail format matches it, right? That's the exact aesthetic you kind of want, and especially for trap. So I think it's good. You just need to post more. You need to do more, because right now one video, you know, maybe you said you're new, so maybe you're still kind of dialing in sound. That's cool, but I wouldn't really be posting until I have it dialed in, to be honest, because once you start, you shouldn't just go 5 days without posting. Once you start, you got to go, you know, you just got to keep the foot on the gas and never take it off. But yeah, your niche is good. Hi Diego, I've had this channel dedicated to R&B for about 2 years now. I feel like I've been stuck for a long time. What do you recommend? Let's see. R&B. Okay, I've had this channel for 2 years, so interesting keywords you're going for. I've never actually seen this niche. It must not be that bad though, if it's, you know, 20k views. I see. Okay, smooth R&B instrumental. Good. This is a good format you're going for here now. I like it. Nobu Woods, X Party Next Door. I like that. That's a good micro niche. I think that's solid. So the strategy you're going for is good. I think, you know, you were going for just R&B for a while, but now you're kind of niching more down into a specific sound, which I think is solid. I think that's a good move. Although I think you're still a little all over the place in terms of your title format. So I would get a little bit more specific. If you really are trying to go for the Nobu Woods, like the Toronto Party Next Door R&B type of sound, I'd get very, very specific on that. And I think Nobu Woods is a good keyword though. I think like generally, like if we just look at Party Next Door, we can kind of compare the two. Okay, 513,000 search volume, super solid, and 33 on the competition score. Nobu Woods is definitely going to be significantly smaller, but when you combine it with a massive keyword like Party Next Door, it's really good. So yeah, this isn't a bad keyword at all. You're getting very specific on the niche. And then in your case, I would do, yeah, Nobu Woods X Party Next Door, so people know what type of sound that is. And maybe you can put like X dark R&B type beat. That's probably what I do, because that's kind of that sound. So I would get very specific, and like I'm gonna give you a little title format and you can stick to it whether you want to or not. I think this would be your best bet. I'd do free parentheses free, and then I would do I think Nobu Woods is good for your first keyword because it's the smaller one, and if you rank on that one, you'll be able to rank on the second one, which is a, you know, Party Next Door. So I'll just put PND. And then so you first have the super low competition and like very niched keyword, right? A very niched artist. So this is like micro niche technically, or I wouldn't call it micro niche, but just very niched. So you put a up and coming artist and just very niched. You combine that with an established artist in the same niche, same sound, which is what you basically already started doing. So good on you. Combine that with an established, right? So that's a crazy illustration. I'm so sorry. You put an established, that looks crazy. Established artist, and then you combine that with the niche itself, like a micro niche. So you do dark R&B in your case, right? And then you just do type beat, and then the beat name. After that, I wouldn't put anything else. But yeah, so that is like the overall title format that you want to go for in your case, right? Especially in your niche. I think this is the best bet. And you have a really good like chance, because once you rank on the, the micro artist, then you rank on the established one, right? And then you also rank on the niche itself. So you have 3 great keywords in the title, which means these videos can get hundreds of thousands of views, even though it's micro niched. And that of course is going to lead to plenty of sales. And I want you to really stick with thumbnails like this. This right here is your best thumbnail, this one that I'm hovering over. So that's my best advice for you, man. Good job. Very good work. How do you go? I'm posting for 5 months daily now. 1 month ago, I changed my niche and got better results, but my click-through rate is always a 5% and average view duration is 40 seconds. I pay attention to the thumbnails, titles, and arrangements, but my statistics are still not improving. What should I do? So I'm posting 5 months daily, but you changed your niche, but you did get better results, but you're seeing that your click-through rate sucks. Well, when you change your niche, unfortunately, YouTube is going to kind of not really know who to push you out to. It looks like though, you're not doing bad, man. You have a cool niche. The reason why your click-through rate is so low is because you're getting pushed out to a new, like a larger audience. YouTube saw, wow, your videos are good, and your click-through rate might have started really good, but now it's tanking because they're pushing you out to a much wider audience. So what you need to stick to is the rule of thumb in this case, which is really good thumbnails like this. I think your thumbnails could be a little better though, just in terms of like, it's funny, I was literally talking to a client just the other day. I would do thumbnails like this in your case, this exact niche. How I found these thumbnails is by going to I just searched private jet Porsche aesthetic. All right, that's literally it. Or you could do the same if you want a Rolls Royce picture, private jet Rolls Royce aesthetic. You'll find all kinds of pictures like this, and so that is essentially what you want to be doing. And this drawing of this car here, yeah, I immediately switched to actually showing the pictures examples. But Nick, if you're watching this, that was funny. Anyway, I would be doing your thumbnails more like that, because like these thumbnails, they're cool cars, but they're kind of shitty pictures, So I would be definitely looking for pictures that are higher quality like this and have that real stone cold luxury aesthetic, especially for your niche. So that's what I would do, man. And also, if your average view duration is 40 seconds, make your intros longer. So make the beats drop later. That's probably your best bet there. Or just implement, motivational speeches or samples before the beat drops. That's usually a good retention hack for that. Yo, Diego, I will be starting a new channel for guitar type beats, and I will post bi-daily. Super solid. Love it already. How many beats should I drop to start out with? So assuming it's not this channel, I would, for the next like 2 weeks, put together, maybe 2 weeks worth of daily uploads and then just get them out. And so what I would do, get them out daily, or you could even get 2 weeks of uploads, or like 14 uploads basically, and do it over 1 week, just twice a day, just to get the catalog out there. And then you can start going after data, which is once I have a catalog of say 30, 40 beats, that's when you have access to a lot more data. And that's when I see, okay, because I usually have everything in spreadsheets, and I see, okay, where's the click-through rate at? Where's the average view duration at? If the click-through rate's lacking, I know, okay, let me change every single picture. Now, here's the thing. Here's a huge gem that I want to tell you guys about. When you have a beat that gets, let's say it has a minute 30 average view duration, okay, it's on fire, right? Minute 30 AVD, and the retention is like 90% or something ridiculous, right? All you need to do, if the video has not taken off yet or started increasing in views, the only thing you need to focus on is the click-through. Now you might be like, oh, well, it's, I thought I had a good thumbnail and it's at, 3% click-through rate. What do I do? Change the thumbnail. One's gonna work eventually, right? You can change the thumbnail as much as you want. So change it one day, let it sit for a couple days, change it the next day, let it sit for a couple days until one gets a 20% click-through rate. And guess what happens when a video with a minute 30 average view duration, a 90% and above retention, along with a 20% click-through rate, you know what happens? I'll show you what happens. This is what happens, okay? You get the video to blow up, and to show you proof, okay, this video has a ridiculous average view duration, 1 minute and 51 seconds. Out of 500,000 people that clicked on this video, all of those people stayed for at least, on average, 1 minute 51 seconds, okay? And obviously 9.5% click-through, you might be like, oh, that's not very good. Guys, it had 3.3 million impressions, okay? So that's pretty good for that amount of impressions. If the video has 30 views, you're obviously you need a higher click-through rate because it hasn't been shown to that many people yet. And then look, 96% retention. That is a beautiful retention right there. That is a masterpiece. Okay, this is what studying the game gets you. You get results like this. Okay, I see this as great results. I don't even care about the money it made me. I don't care about the subscriber growth or whatever. Okay, this is what I care about. That is beautiful. Okay, this is beautiful. But I would be just getting the catalog out there as fast as possible, and I think it's a great niche. Guitar type beats, you know, acoustic guitar, whatever you're gonna go for. That's a great niche. So that's what I do, man. Hey Diego, my biggest video is at 2,000 views. I haven't gotten my first sale yet. I'm just wondering around what amount of views should I be able to get my first sale? I know my niche plays a big role, and since I make Latin beats, I think it might also affect the outcome. Definitely will. It's, yeah, I mean, it's definitely gonna play a role just because, you know, when you target a US audience, you're gonna make more money, but that also comes with its limitations. But I mean, if you enjoy this niche, you know, you're getting solid views, I'd say. And if you haven't seen your first sale, look, the niche plays a role, but there's also other factors. The beat plays a role. To be honest, how easy it is to rap on or sing on plays a massive role, right? There's so many factors that play into it. How easy you make it to buy the beat plays into a role. Let's see, is your purchase link the first link in the description? Okay, it's not the first thing there. That actually plays a role too. That lowers the conversion rate on, or the click-through rate on the link, believe it or not. If I click on your pro page, where am I taken to? Okay, good, take it to the beat. That's a good start. Yeah, but I overall, you're not doing anything too wrong, you know. But there's a lot of factors that go into it. I'd say like when you're gonna see your first sale, I mean, I've had beats that got 300 views and then made 2 sales. I've had beats that got 20,000 views and didn't make a sale. Genuinely, like obviously that depends on the niche, but it's like that. You know, you could drop a brand new beat on YouTube and someone could have already been looking at your store and see the, you know, they just click on the first beat there. If they liked it, they buy it. You know, technically that beat on YouTube maybe had 30 views or 100 views. So you just dropped it, but it already got a sale. So it's like, instead of thinking, oh, when am I going to get my first sale? Think about the inputs cause that outcome, right? So I would be thinking about, okay, I just need to drop more beats. I need to continue getting an increase in views, and over time that will lead to the sales. Of course it will. Now, if you also combine that with funnels in the future, you're not there yet, in my opinion. I wouldn't yet, especially if you don't have any technical experience. Also, in my event, I'm going to show you guys how to do all of that, whether you're a tech geek or a geek in general like me or not. But yeah, so that, to answer your question, it varies, man. Hi, what is the average view duration and click-through rate which I should be aiming for? I notice when I have a new YouTube channel and it is always low in the beginning and slowly increasing. So how my average view duration and click-through rate should look like in the first month. Thank you for being real. Of course, brother. So what, to be honest, I kind of just answered this and just kind of going over like your average view duration, you want to shoot it as high as possible. A good rule of thumb is like, you know, a minute 15, but to give you a super solid rule of thumb, it's like whatever the video length is, just divide that by 2. That is what you want to aim for in your average view duration. So if you have a 3-minute long beat, you want a 1.5 minute average view duration. Okay, this beat was less than 3 minutes and it had over that, right? This was a ridiculously high average view duration. Okay, 70% stayed through the whole video, or all of them stayed 70% through. And then, you know, retention, you want it to look like this. You want a super great retention. You want to keep them all for that first 30 seconds. YouTube loves that. I kept them past 40 seconds, 45 seconds. Okay, I kept 78% to a minute through. That's good, man. 34%. Okay, a third of the 500,000 people stayed to the end of this beat. Of course, YouTube's gonna blow up the beat. If you guys look at it like this, it's like you're just looking to increase the numbers, not the views, but the actual numbers that cause the views to go up. So to give you a rough idea, that is like a good rule of thumb. And at click-through rate, you know, you want just as high as possible, man. But, you know, above 10% and ideally above 15%. Yo, bro, thanks for answering my question. I got another one, though. Do you think Party Next Door is a good niche for R&B, or would something like Brent Faiyaz be better? I'm open to anything beyond these niches, though. Yeah, I mean, the dark R&B stuff, yeah, it definitely is rising right now. You know, Party, FR, Friday, Lith. You know, yeah, usually I'm a gatekeeper, but this stuff is hot now. It is. Lith is a super good keyword as well. I would do Party Next Door, and I actually just broke down like a micro niche for this lane, so hopefully that kind of helps you too. But it also depends on what sound you're going for. If you're going for dark R&B, then it's whatever you want to go for, whatever sound, and then you just pick a title format based on that. So if you like more of the Brent Faiyaz sound and more of that like side of R&B, then yeah, Brent Faiyaz, you know, Brent Faiyaz XO Deal, Brent Faiyaz General is just a good keyword. It depends on what sound you're going for. But yeah, great question. Hey Diego, I have a budget set aside for meta ads from my other business. Could you just promote a beat pack or something similar to the guys selling samples? If you have ever done this way, I'd love to see a video on paid ads. Yeah, so eventually I'll probably include that in some type of program, or maybe I'll just drop a video on it. I've never actually ran paid ads for beats. However, right now I'm spending like $500 a day on meta ads right now to promote my event and just increase that exposure. So I do run ads. I just don't do it for beats. However, it gets good when you can do retargeting. So in general, I don't think ads for tight beat channels are super effective, because when they see your ad, if there's no face in the video, they're not going to instantly recognize you, whether you're doing retargeting ads or not. If you want to do ads, you should have a face presence. So guys that crush it with that are like Anno Domini, Legion Beats, guys like that have a personal brand presence. That is where you can cook with ads. However, I also think like it depends what you're going for. If you're going for, you know, 50K a month in revenue, but then you're only having 15 grand in profit, it's like you could have had the 15 grand in profit without having to show your face, without having to build a personal brand, and without having to run a bunch of ads and like set aside so much time and energy into that. You could have the same amount of profit just doing the organic type beat YouTube stuff, right? And then funneling them into the same funnel you'd be funneling them with ads. So I just think it depends on what you want. I do honestly just recommend organic though, especially right now. It could change. Ads could be the new meta in, you know, 6 months or a year from now. I'll obviously fill you guys in whenever the meta changes. Right now though, micro niche type beat channels combined with high converting funnels are the meta. So answer your question, that is what I think. Yo Diego, I opened a brand new channel. Find a good niche, change a thumbnail strategy, and I already post 10 beats but no results. What I'm doing wrong? Is this niche good? Let's just look. Yeah, okay, so you've been posting 10 days, man. Like, hey, if you expect 1 million views in 10 days, I don't know what to tell you, but you just started. Okay, and you're also doing a bunch of different keywords in the title, whether you believe it or not. You're actually switching it up a lot. You're also switching the title, the thumbnail format up a lot. You've definitely stuck with it more here, which is good. Your visualizers are solid. I would stick with specifically Hurricane Wisdom sample type beat every single video, and I would not put Kodak Black or other keywords in. I would specifically stick with what works with that. And honestly, in your case, I would do the brackets instead of the parentheses. But hopefully that helps, man. Thanks. Nice. Thanks. Awesome. Okay, so that is going to be it for today's video, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I want to encourage you guys to comment more questions, and I really love answering these questions. So yep, also if you haven't registered for the Sell Beats Online Challenge, go ahead and do that. It's completely free, and the VIP ticket is optional, but it does have a lot more stuff in it as well. But the free ticket is going to have a ton of value, so the free ticket is just fine as well. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.